Statesman Nation, here with Coach Healy, one of our graduate assistant coaches in charge of helping out with the secondary on the football team. Appreciate you coming in, Will, for a little while. Let's first, I guess, talk about the part of the game that you work with most, the secondary. It's a pretty experienced group, guys that I think all of them have played a big role in the past and stepping in this year, and I think it's helped the defense, put up some really impressive performances so far this year. So I guess just break that down a little bit. We've talked about secondary before this year, but what have you seen now? How do you feel like the team has been progressing?
Yeah, well, the secondary, there's two units. There's the safeties and the corners, but
right.
That makes up one unit. I help out with the corners mostly. Coach Strong is the head DB's coach. He does work with the whole unit.
Right.
I coach the corners, basically, and just contribute that way.
Yeah. And Antonio and Dejan, the starters, looking at the two deep. That looks like that's changed up a little bit this week, but those are guys, like I said, that have done really well for us. They've stepped in and continue to contribute. We have a conference that a lot of teams throw, whereas you guys don't get a lot of that experience. Facing our offense per se, but how do you guys prepare week in, week out for all these high-powered offenses?
Yeah, well, we got a lot of corners. We're starting to play Nate Dedman a little bit more, a freshman that came in. Dejan has done some good things for us, and we just like to try new things. Our secondary's kind of had an up and down year. We've showed up and had some really good weeks, and we've also not had some good weeks. As far as that goes, it's just we're bend don't break defense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
We lead the conference in interceptions, and it's going really well, and it's just good for our unit. They always seem to be stepping up and making a play.
Right.
Not breaking.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what I was going to say. It seems like they'll get deep. Think about last week, and we'll get that in a second, but Benedictine had the ball knocking on the door in the final 2 minutes, chance to go ahead, and Walter was just in a perfect place, exactly where he needed to be to get that interception and close it out. But so obviously that segues right into the next part here. We'll talk about the Benedictine game. A great 19-14 win, 6 in a row now for the team. You guys are rolling basically in a position. You just went out and you took care of business, and you're in the playoffs, and the season continues. But that was a tough one. You guys, it was another bend but don't break situation. 400 yards for them, but they only came up with 2 touchdowns. So I guess just recap that game for me a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's a big game, and we've just been treating every week as championship week. Because we started off slow with the 0-3 start, but been hot ever since. And for us to accomplish our goals, we got to win every week.
Yeah.
And last week went out there and took care of business. Our secondary played phenomenal. We had a guy, Walter. He actually won Conference Player of the Week as well. And Kyle Eastwood had a good game, had about 9 tackles as well.
Yeah, definitely. At halftime, you guys were only down a touchdown, but that touchdown also came on special teams. So at that point, the offense was really struggling to find its way. What was the halftime talks about? Because basically, you guys came out in the second half, and it was a totally different game. You didn't blow them away, but you came back, did what you needed to do. Defense pitched a shutout in the second half.
And halftime was huge for us. We went in losing the game 14-7, and we felt like it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, definitely.
We came out and just said, hey, we're fine. We're in a good spot. As a defensive coach, we believe in our offense. We know that the offense is going to do their job, and we tell our defense, we shut them out in the second half, we're going to win the game.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, definitely. Again, another great win, and that sets us up for this week against Graceland, Senior Day in 2 days. Senior Day in 2 days. And, Graceland's coming off of 2 big wins. They've done the same thing we did. They just defeated a Peru State team that's surprisingly winless in conference right now, and they also beat Benedictine. So they're coming off 2 big wins. Team that's doesn't have a chance. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. It might have a chance, outside chance to possibly win the conference. I don't think they would make the playoffs because of their record, but could definitely play spoiler for us on Saturday. So a game that we're obviously not overlooking. Like you said, week in, week out, you just got to take care of business. But talk about the preparations for Graceland this week.
Great. I mean, like you said, Graceland's a good team. They just won, coming off back-to-back victories versus good teams, and we know it's going to be a challenge. They run a lot of different stuff. They're pretty balanced when it comes to throw and pass. Very similar to some teams we face. They run a lot of 10 personnel, 4 receivers, one back.
Right.
So we just got to be ready. Teams have came out trying to run the ball on us, and just be ready. Know the down and distance. Know when they're going to try to pass the ball, and we're doing a pretty good job this week preparing in that.
Right. It's always in the outside thing. Again, it's the senior day stuff, and I'm sure that you guys have been talking about it a little bit. Trying to send the seniors out on a positive note at home. Obviously not the last game, but you want to, definitely give the seniors a great last home game. How much has that been talked about, or just everybody knows about it, so we don't need to talk about it type thing?
Yeah, like you finished with. I mean, it is senior week. It is a big week for those guys. I mean, it's going to be their last time, potentially their last time playing at home.
Right.
A lot of family coming. It's a special week, and we let our players know that, hey, let's win it for your seniors this week. Let's not let this season end.
Yeah.
Let's just keep playing and keep the season alive. Take it one game at a time, and if we win for our seniors this week, we'll be playing for a conference championship.
That's right. This season has started much different than last year. We came up with a couple of close wins last year. This year was a couple of close losses. But in the end, we're still in the same boat as you went out, and we could still make the playoffs. We'll make the playoffs. What are, I guess, finally some keys to success this week? I think you've kind of already alluded, but anything else that's going to be big on Saturday to make sure the W is...
I mean, as a defense, we want to get back to stopping the run. We let up a lot of rushing yards, most we have all year last week, and that was disappointing. But we're keeping the points off the board, which is good, and that's our job, is just to keep playing the way we're playing. But let's just be a little more tight against the run.
Right.
Over 200 yards last week. We got to get that down, get the ball back to our offense, and give us a chance to win the game.
And our defense has been very, very opportunistic, like you said, with leading the conference in picks. So kind of a situation, if you stop the run, you're forcing them into passing. And although we've been giving up yards there, we've also come up with big plays when it's all said and done, or the stops when we needed to. So, like I said, I think you guys have a good game plan, and hopefully it comes to fruition that get win number 7 in a row on Saturday. Again, it's a noon start, so catch Coach Healy and the boys out on Saturday. So senior day, definitely check out this 2016 class and cheer them on. And if you can't, the game's also on the web, so check it out at statesmanathletics.com. Thanks a lot, Coach.
No problem.
All right.